You had a question? I'm sorry, John.
Yeah, I have a question about our Electude into our Canvas. Is that something that our IT department needs to do?
Yes, yeah. So um, I'll get into that late. Maybe we'll get started here and just do some introductions, and that'll be one of the first things I'll cover. But I'll hold off on answering that for now. But that's a rather simple thing to do.
So thanks for joining us, everyone. This is the training for the Electude package that we're going to hopefully be able to initialize for this coming semester, which is for some of you already underway. So thank you again for all your support in getting this particular project going. The project, as you know, is being funded primarily by the BACCC, and then each college had a share in its funding. So as part of that process, I will be coordinating with each college's administrator for the Electude project throughout the course of the project. Just to recap what we're doing, each college has gone ahead and ordered the number of subscriptions that they need for their various classes, and there are 3 categories. So we have Auto Essentials, which is the basic automotive package, the Automotive Essentials plus Electric, and then thirdly, the diesel package. So most of you are focused on the first 2 packages, and those have been bundled with 6-month subscriptions for each semester. So at each semester start, you'll be assigning those licenses to your various participating students. Once that particular voucher is activated, it is good for 6 months only. So if that student departs early, unfortunately, that particular voucher will no longer be valid. The good news is, at the start of the following semester, you will have another batch of subscriptions available, so the value of the actual subscriptions is elongated because we broke them up into 6-month tenors. Also, if they are not activated, they have a 2-year life. So if you do not use them this semester, they are good for a 1.5 years after this semester, which gives us a little more latitude as well, given what's going on in our schools and COVID-19. And today, Darcy Waddell from Electude is going to be facilitating the training. Hopefully all your questions will be answered. Hopefully you'll be able to get started and get all of the vouchers in place, and also the faculty will have what it needs to go ahead and get started. So without further ado, Darcy, I'll let you take it over.
All right, well, thank you so much. My pleasure being here with you all, and I do recognize a number of you just from being at the CAT conferences, from time to time. So I'm actually located in Great Bend, Kansas. If you don't know where that's at, if you threw a dart in the middle of the U.S. and it lands right in the center of the state, that's kind of where I am. But nice thing about doing webinars is you're no further away than next door almost. So my pleasure to be here with you today. I'm going to begin with the email that I sent out the other day. This was on August 16th. Pam gave me the key person at each school, whom would be the website administrator. And so I just pulled up the one here for Mark Burnback at Evergreen. But every site administrator at every school should have received an email like this, welcoming them to the site. It has their web address here and initial admin password to get logged in. So what we had to do in order to set up these vouchers is we had to convert your websites from trial to regular customer. When that process is done, it deletes the terms of service and it prohibits teachers and students from logging in. So, and if you're not able to access your website, the address hasn't changed or anything like that, but whomever your chosen website administrator is needs to go to the site, log in as administrator using this password, and agree to the terms of service, and then everything is up and running again. And then this email also included the access codes. So these access codes would be for this semester only for your school. And there's two, if you purchased both Automotive Essentials and Electric Drive, those are separate codes. So for example, if I open up this spreadsheet here, just to kind of show you what this is all about, this would be the Automotive Essentials codes for both the standalone and the combined product. And so you can see here that the website domain that's assigned to these vouchers. And then here's your voucher codes over here. This is the number right here that you would be distributing to each of your students. Maybe you'd attach that in an email or something like that. But these are all the codes for Automotive Essentials and Automotive Essentials plus Electric Drive combo for the Automotive Essentials side of things. So the conventional automobile. Of course, Evergreen ordered all together, that'd be 166 6-month codes, and then in January, early January, we'll send out another batch. And then here are the special codes for the Electric Drive. So a student that purchased the combined package, Automotive Essentials and Electric Drive, you would give them one code from here and one code from here. And then of course you got your product group name over here. So it's kind of up to the website administrator to kind of keep track of these codes. So every school should have gotten their allotment. Check them, compare them to the spreadsheet. I did as careful a job as I could to double check and make sure I was getting the right number. But I think we're good. But double check and just make sure you got all the codes that are due to you. If for any reason, let's say halfway through the semester, you have a late enrolling student or something like that, and you just need one or two more codes, just contact me and I will provide you a code at no extra charge. So we always have a little bit of a leeway there. So we understand that students are going to start and drop. And so if you need, 2, 3, up to 5 codes extra, just let me know. We're not stingy with those. And we're just happy that you're on board with us this year. And we hope it's a good experience and that you'll remain on board with us for many years to come. So with that, I'll just pause for a moment to see if anybody has any questions about what these vouchers are. I'll discuss on how to activate them here in a minute, but
I have a question.
Please.
Okay, so as an instructor, do I get to see these codes or just by administrator?
I'm going to kind of leave that up to whomever your administrator is. I think each school will probably devise their own plan on the best way to distribute these to your students. As Pam said, they have a 2-year shelf life, meaning they can sit on the shelf for 2 years, and it can be the last day of the second year. If a student activates that code, they're going to get a full 6 months. So you just want to control when you give the student that code, because as soon as they enter the number, that's when their subscription begins. And when will they be prompted for that code? It depends on if you're integrated through Canvas or not. If you're not integrating through Canvas, students will be prompted for the code when they click on an Electude content item and try to open it. So once they try to open an Electude module, it's going to prompt them for the code. And similar experience in Canvas, they're going to be prompted for a code once they enter Electude for the first time. But
okay, so we had the trial version, and I was, as an instructor, was able to send out emails to my students through Electude for them to register themselves. Now, did that email that I sent out include one of these access codes?
No, no, the email comes from the system. So this would only be if you're not integrating. So if you're not integrating to Canvas, yes, there is an option where you can log in as administrator and have email addresses You can have accounts created automatically in the system by putting in an email address, and the system sends out an email with the student's login information. So if the system is sending out the email, there's no way to attach those codes. However, if you're creating the accounts and you're sending out the email to the students, then yes, you could do that.
When I send out those invitations, do one of our codes get used?
If the student puts the when the student puts the number in, yes, that code would be used then, yeah. And it's, it's going to be up to you guys to, how you manage this spreadsheet. That's why I think it's best for maybe one person to kind of manage these. You wouldn't want to accidentally send the same code to 2 students, and then the code not work for one. So there will be a little bit of a strategy on how you manage those within your department.
So using the trial version, it didn't use any of those codes then? They were just
Right,
able
no. During the trial version, you just had an open website.
So what since I sent this out and some of my students were using it, over the summer for the trial, when we migrate to the pay for version, are those students going to lose their information? And are
no information is lost going from a trial to a customer site.
So then at that time, our numbers would be used then for those students that are already signed up, right?
If they log in like today or right now, your site has been converted to a customer site. So anybody that logs in, it's going to request a voucher right now. So, but if you have certain students that you're still trying to finish up the summer semester, just let me know. I can just contact me on the site if you need like a 1-month voucher to get students through the end of the term.
No, it's not that. I just need to wonder if like the students that were doing their work, are they going to lose their work once we migrate over? And if we do, is it going to use up one of those numbers? And if not,
right, those are really good questions. Now, in regard to the migration, this is not a shortcoming of Elective. This is how this Canvas and the LTI platform or the tool works. So if during your trial you were using the Electude LMS, you created the usernames and the password, and that data is on your site today. Once you integrate with Canvas, that data remains there. You'll be able to use a button in Canvas called Direct Access that will take you into the Electude platform, and you'll be able to, just like I'm doing right here, you'll be able to go to the student tab and you'll see your students and groups from the trial period. However, any of those, once you complete the integration, any of those returning students that hit Electude through Canvas, the very first time that username, that Canvas username hits Electude, it automatically creates a new account. And there's no way within the standard, the LTI standard, to merge an old account with a new account. You'll still have that previous student data that you can reference, but every student will get a new automated ID through Canvas, and there's really nothing we can do about that.
Okay, now when we migrate to Canvas, are the students going to be able to log on through Electude Web still?
No, when you integrate through Canvas, the administrator button will still work because you still need direct administrator access outside of Canvas, but the student and teacher buttons, those are disabled because due to the integration, they have to gain, students and teachers have to gain access into the platform through Canvas.
Okay.
So as a teacher, you would go to your Canvas course shell, open it up, and you'd enter it, that way. Once you're in any one of your Canvas shells, you can use the direct teacher access and go right into Electude, and then you can go to any group that's automatically set up in Electude. You'll be able to see all your Canvas course shells in Electude once you use the direct access button and you're inside the Electude environment. So it's almost like you got Canvas here and Electude's merged with it on the inside. Canvas is your portal into Electude, but then once you're in Electude, you'll be able to, it'll be very, very familiar to you. It's exactly how Electude runs today. So you really kind of get the best of both worlds, in my opinion. You'll have the red and green progress bars. Everything that you had during your trial will still be there in the Electude side. And then you'll have the automated reporting. You won't have to set up groups or students. All that is going to be done automatically through Canvas. So for those of you that have 100 plus students, the workload is going to be much less because Canvas is going to create those classes. Canvas is going to create those student accounts, and you won't have to mess around with exporting spreadsheets and things like that and getting grades into Canvas. Those will all be in there for you. One of the things that you need to know about the Canvas integration in regard to language, if you've made a lot of self-made courses in Electude, those self-made courses, those were made in American English. That's when you tile them. And then when you link with Canvas, there's really no ability for students to change languages with those self-made courses. So you will probably lose some language functionality when you're linking to Canvas, but that's probably the only downside.
What other language? You're talking about English language translation? You would lose?
Yeah, like in the Electude LMS, you can log in, go to a module like I'm doing here, start something up like this. Now obviously I'm in the American English language right now, but a student, they can go up to settings and they could change their language to Korean, for example. So they
would have to know how to speak English to do all of that, to convert it.
Yeah. So there are, so some of this functionality is most likely not going to work so well when you're integrated into Canvas.
That part won't work?
Well, not very well is what I'm kind of hearing right now.
Okay.
So I hate to say it, but I'm a little confused. So right now I have some classes that are going to be in the fall. The Electude is not right at this moment migrated into Canvas. ITS is still working on it. How do I as an instructor, or how can I as an instructor create my content for that course in the meantime?
Okay, all right. Let's start with that. Let's talk about content, and then I knew there was going to be a lot of Canvas questions, so there's really kind of two sides. You got the Electude creation side and the Electude world over here, and then you got your Canvas world over here, and then they kind of meet in the middle. So if we kind of set Canvas aside, other than if you're already integrated, you will have to access Electude through that Canvas. But once you're in here, let's say that, okay? So once they get your Canvas fixed up and you're able to get in, launch it, then you'll be able to go here to courses, and you'll have access to what products you purchased, Automotive Essentials, electric drive, heavy vehicles, and then right now nobody has partner products on their site. So if you were wanting to keep MotoLogic or Haynes, C-Car, that's going to have to be a separate purchase from each campus. So that these products were not included in the purchase. But everybody will have Automotive Essentials, AST and MAST, and then certain schools will have electric drive, and other schools will have the heavy vehicle systems, and the commercial vehicles course that comes with that. So, but once you're inside Electude, yes, you can start building your content. So in Electude's world, course, that's your content. That's like your book. I know in Canvas, a course is something a little different. A course is where your students are. And that's a little confusing, I know, the terms. But when you're in Electude, a course, that's your content. And so if I look into AST and MAST here, you'll be able to access these content items. You can open something up, and you can make a copy of something. Like, let's say you wanted to start here with the electrical content. You can assign this to your groups that are created in Canvas. So what you're going to have, this is maybe tricky for me to do both ends of this. So in times past, under students, you guys had to click the plus and you had to create a group. Let's call this group 10, 12 auto, and maybe this is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class or something like that. So that's my class, okay? So in times past, you had to create these classes. When you're integrated with Canvas, once that integration is done, these groups are created automatically. You'll have them all sitting in here, which is going to be really nice for you. You won't have to create this. But what you will have to do once those groups start populating, once they get your Canvas working, you'll have to click on the group and you have to go to courses, either the Electude courses, or maybe it's one of your self-made courses that you've built in the past. And then you have to, drill down. And if I want to assign the engine repair course, I got to assign that to my, that's electrical course. So yeah, I'm going to assign electrical. You still have to do that. You have to assign the content in the Electude LMS to the group that's created in Canvas. And then you walk back over to Canvas and you get that teacher manual out, and there's a couple buttons there you got to push to assign that content in Canvas. So it's a little bit of a two-step process. The very first time you teach the class, you assign it in Electude, then you jump over there to Canvas and you click a couple buttons and you assign it there. But then the next time that course rolls over, everything is going to be pre-populated for you. So a little extra work on the first time you teach the class, but each time your Canvas course rolls over, it's going to have, the content's going to be pre-populated there for you.
I got another question. So my IT department, once they migrate our Electude into Canvas, then Canvas, the program, Canvas, the people, will automatically assign a named group to my Electude?
Yeah, right. That's a group is automatically created according to whatever your Canvas course shell is titled under. So whatever,
Okay, so
it'll probably have your course. Does it have your course reference number on it probably, and a title? Or yeah, there'll be, however you identify your Canvas courses, that will be how your groups are set up in Electude.
Can I share a couple screens with you real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Is that, Pam, can we allow him to share?
Well, I was just, yeah, let me see if I can do that.
I probably have to stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Okay,
So John?
yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, whoops.
So this is my screen right now that I have. I guess my administrator assigned the name ATEC 1220. Now, that's, if I go to,
Okay, John, you should be able to share your screen. So at the bottom of the screen.
I think I am.
Here.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Perfect, great.
Okay.
Happened faster than I thought.
So this is what my administrator assigned to this. Now, when the IT department, Canvas people, whoever does this assigns it, that's, an abbreviated version of my course name. So are they going to put the whole thing in there about what it all says?
Yeah, I'm checking your site now to see if do they have the integration done?
No, they've been asking for permission.
Okay, so that would have been a self-titled group that was created just like I did a few minutes ago, where you click the plus and you create the group in Electude. So somebody titled that one manually in the Electude system. Now, once you make the integration, that group will still be there. You'll be able to see past student groups and things like that. But it's my understanding that however your courses are titled in Canvas, that's exactly how it will be created in Electude automatically as soon as those rosters
So
appear.
when that happens, are all my students that are here, are they going to be all there too?
Yes, those students will remain there, and those would be, I guess you could call those legacy students. You'll still
Okay.
be able to see their names, you'll be able to see their results and things like that. But if any of those students come back once your integration is complete, they're going to have a new identity, a new username through Canvas. You'll still see their name in parentheses, but they're going to get a new account. And there's no way to merge the old account with the new.
Okay, so they're going to have to take their tests over again.
Or you would have to go in, use the Electude Direct Link button.
Right, and give them all their scores.
Yeah, right, correct. Yeah. So you'll still see all those names. Nothing at ATEC 12, Fall 20. That'll still be there. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a class that's already started now. I see. Yeah, it's not one from the past spring. Yeah.
Well, I let them run. This is the trial version, and I let them run with it for about a month. I think that's how long we had it, so they could try this out before we got the version. But we paid for the full version. I think it still has to happen. You know how schools are, and IT and people, and it takes forever to get anything done. So I don't know when we're gonna get access to the full version, or when it's gonna be.
So the step one, I think I sent out a second email to all the administrators after I sent the vouchers. Step one is you need to get your Canvas administrator in touch with myself. So have them shoot me an email, whatever needs to happen. Get your Canvas person in contact with me, and then I can coordinate with our Canvas developer. And the two of them, they get on the phone or on a webcast or by email. It takes about 20 minutes of kind of swapping some numbers around, some codes and things like that for the two systems to kind of shake hands. And then you'll be able to begin building your courses out.
So this is our email that he sent out to you. Hi, Darcy. Just want to make sure you got this email so that it can happen.
Yeah. Are you sure?
We don't see the email right
We
now.
don't see an email.
Oh, different screen. Hold on. They'll only allow you to share like one screen at a time. So I think this is it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is from my my administrator, my department chair. That's letting Canvas know and CCing you. And here's the one where where you got you. Thank you for reaching out. Darcy Ruddle.
Yeah. So let me see where we're at here on that.
Because I've been playing like the ping pong between him and Canvas, doing Zoom meetings, trying to figure out. And all you got to do is go to navigation and move it up, and it's not there, you know. And they say you got to get in contact with Electude, and so I asked my administrator my department chair this is the email.
Yeah. What was the guy's name again? I'm just gonna search for it here.
Rick Greenspan. Rick Greenspan.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
Right here.
Yeah, so on the August 14th, 8:42 a.m., I sent an email to Rick, and I CC'd Jacob Spotsville. They've
Right.
got the integration manual. They've got the teacher manual. They've got everything. Let me include you in a follow-up email. Well, that's what we should probably do.
Yeah. Find out, because we start school on Monday, and I don't anticipate jumping into this like the first week, but
Right.
but like the next week, I'd like to make sure it's all assigned and integrated, and they can click on it. And I don't know how, I'm learning this as fast as I can.
Right. Yeah, but you really need to be inside the Electude from Canvas to really do, whatever. I mean, you can right now, if you're not integrated with Canvas, probably the best thing to do is start exploring Electude and things like that. And you can start putting together content, but you're not going to be able to assign anything. There's going to be some things that you won't be able to do.
Right.
So I got a quick question. What's going to make our lives easier? Trying to integrate it with Canvas or just going through your LMS?
That was my next question.
Because
Yeah,
listening to John, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just want to just manage it myself through your LMS.
Right.
I guess that answer that question is, if you used it last spring and you were happy with how everything went, and it wasn't too inconvenient to add those students, and you're happy with the way you're running things now, maybe there's not much of an advantage for you.
What's the big advantage is that the students get pre-populated.
That's the major thing. I mean, if it's really for those schools that have 200-300 students and the teachers, having to.
I have between 25 and 30, and this semester I got 12. So
Yeah, then.
So we can't upload an Excel file with the student list into it?
Oh, absolutely, you can if you use the Electude LMS, but you won't obviously need to do that.
Right.
Maybe
So
I should start.
So I could upload our entire student list and then assign them to a particular group, a particular group, which would be a class.
Yes.
And then now, can the teacher do that assignment if the students are already in your LMS?
Yeah, maybe if I take the screen back here, let me show you.
Why don't you give us a lesson from that? Why don't you can you just take us from using the Electude LMS only?
Yeah, I think that would be best, instead of confusing too many things with Canvas. And let's start with, let's just stick with Electude a little bit.
Start with putting some students in there, and then how we get those students to our teachers, and how the teachers, assign modules or whatever assignments or whatever.
Sure,
That's
sure.
what I need to know.
Sure, let's do that. Okay.
So one quick question.
Yeah.
The Electude LMS, is each college given their own specific access?
Yes.
And okay, so what does the administrator have to do so that we can log into that?
Okay. So what the administrator needs to do, whoever got that email, I think you're at Evergreen, correct?
Yes.
So the administrator needs to log in using that password I would have sent to them. They agree to terms of service, and then if you've had a login in the past, it will then work again. You'll be able to resume use. If you don't have an account, the administrator adds teachers. So you click the plus and you give your teacher a username, first name, last name, and you can set the feedback, whether you want the teacher to receive feedback, and you click add, and that gives that teacher a login rights to the site.
I got a question right here on this. The one button that I don't have is can delete students.
So if you don't have that right, by default it is turned off. So you log in as administrator. Here, I'll show you here. I'll just use my own account here. So here's my username, my stuff like that, and then right here, cannot delete students. You just click on it, make it so you can delete students, then hit OK.
So my administrator, Rick Greenspan, would have to do that. And if he didn't do anything except put my name in an email and stuff and said, okay, then I would be a teacher then, right?
Right, correct. And
Okay.
if the other thing that might not be changed, you want to see, you're probably set to not receive feedback. No is the default, and you have to flip that on. So you might want to have him log into as administrator, open up your account, make sure you're set to receive feedback. That's really important, especially if you're going to be teaching from a distance. Your students need to be able to communicate with you. So I would have that turned on. And then, you know, if you're a full-time teacher, you know, it might be handy to be able to delete students. Like if for some reason you accidentally create 2 accounts for the same
That's exactly
student.
what I did. That's what I did.
Then you could permanently delete the extra account.
Okay.
By default, if no teacher is able to delete students, only the administrator can do that. So the administrator can go over here to the student tab, and they can permanently delete students that are in unassigned, not a member of any group. So if they delete a student, they go into a trash bin. The same would be true for the teacher if you have those rights. If you permanently delete a student, they go into this trash bin, and they'll be there for 6 days. And then on the 7th day, that's purged and everything is wiped clean. There's no way to get that data back. So if you accidentally, quote unquote, permanently delete a student, you can still get them back by hitting the refresh button, and they'll go back into unassigned. But after 7 days, they're gone for good. So just use some care if you have these rights. Know that once the 6th, 7th day is coming past, then it's going to be gone.
So about integrating with Canvas again, if we didn't want to integrate with Canvas and the motion is already happening, is there a way not to let it happen?
Oh, sure. You can break the integration anytime. Even if you're hooked up with Canvas today and you want to stop that or you want to turn that off, you just go over here to settings in administrator. So you log in as administrator. You go to
my department chair. Okay.
You go into external access, and like what you're going to have there is right now, if you're integrated under external access, this is going to be set to LTI, and then it's going to what you're going to do is click on this button, hit the drop down, and just say not allowed. That's just like a light switch, just turns it off. It's not going to delete any of the codes that were previously put in there. If you change your mind and you want to go back to Canvas, then you just flip it on like a light switch and turn it back on.
Stand for?
So
what does LTI stand for?
yeah, that's a good question. I'm an automotive guy, but I'm not an IT guy. It's learning tool integrate. I don't know. It's some kind of a it's a standard. You probably have to Google search that one. I'm sorry, I don't have that answer.
That's okay. I'm just, I like knowing those things.
Yeah, but it is a relatively new integration format. The term LTI, I think it's been around for a while. A lot of the other publishers support LTI integration. Ours is a little different. It's the latest version. It's LTI 1.3, which is the newest version of this. So yeah, so yeah, if you want to rather use the Electude LMS and you've already integrated, you can break that integration just by clicking not allowed. Then all your buttons will begin to work and everything like that. And
what does LMS stand for?
Learning Management System. I know that much.
There we go. Okay. And can we have 2 administrators?
Yes, there is no, unlike the teacher and student where you have a username and a password, the administration is just a password. And it's not uncommon at all for more than one person to have admin rights. We initially, when we set the site up, we have to put somebody's name down and provide that one person with the admin privileges. But once you essentially have the keys for the car, it's up to it's up to the website administrator who he lets drive the car. So
So
if you have a generic password or something like that, then the administrator can share that password with whomever they want.
So basically, because this Electude is such a small, area, once you sign up as an administrator, you put your name in and you give it a password. It just looks for a password then, right? Because if the password is there, then it's going to go to that administrative account.
Yep.
What if two people have the same password?
There's only one password for administrator.
Well, how does it know what account to go to?
There's only one administrator account per website. So every school has their own unique Electude site.
Oh, okay. School Electude site. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Can I say something here? I really wanted to see how to use Electude. I think I'm feeling really bogged down in some of these details. I know you're curious. I can't remember who that was, but I know you're curious. But I really like to see how to use the program.
Do it.
Okay, so let's while we're here in administrator, let's go ahead and talk about how you would enroll students. So once you get the admin account, the password, you're obviously going to enroll teachers. So if you're not enrolled as a teacher yet, log in as administrator, click the plus, enroll yourself as a teacher, click add, and you're going to have a teacher access into the platform. If you lose track on what you're doing, like right now I'm under teachers, this question mark is your user manual. You get the same one when you're logged in as a teacher, and so right now it opens up under teachers and it tells me everything about rights and how to set up teacher accounts. Really handy. If I go over here to students and I go import student accounts and I click on the user manual, it talks about how to import student accounts. So that's a really nice feature, having that at your fingertips. So when it comes time to importing students onto the Electude LMS, and this would be for non-integrated customers, no connection with Canvas here, you click on import student accounts, and then you click this little plus button here. And this is how my site is currently configured. I need to put in a username, first name, last name, and email address. You can configure how you enroll students by what's checked off here under settings, import, export. By default, probably most of yours are going to have all these items checked. So when I go back over here to students, this is probably how 99% of your sites are set up right now. So you open up any old spreadsheet. You're gonna do that right now here. Open up a spreadsheet like this, and username, first name, last name, email, group, password. This is how you would.
Darcy, wasn't there something in the settings about ignoring the header when you import?
Yes, that's really important. If I was the one that created your site, you probably have it turned on, but that's something you need to check. So
turned on to ignore the header, is that
right? Make sure it's turned on. Otherwise, you have to delete this row before you upload.
And where is that setting at?
I'll show you here.
Just tell me.
It's under settings general.
General, okay, because I'm following.
No, I'm sorry. It's under settings import export. I'm sorry. Settings import export.
Okay. And a header row says yes, so I should turn that to no.
No, you want to leave it yes.
Okay. Yes means ignore it.
Yeah, yes means you don't have to delete it. Yeah, it's gonna ignore it. Yeah.
Okay. It should be a little clearer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Header
Okay, so
row
here's
ignore.
my spreadsheet. You notice how I got it set up here. It's just like that. You don't have to spell it right. You can put abbreviations. It's gonna ignore this if yours is set to yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you just for a username, I think a student ID number works fantastic. Okay, because everybody has a unique student ID number. So that's what I would recommend using for a student e-name. And then Fred Forster, you type in an email. Now, every student has to have an email address here. If you don't know your student's email, you can put your own email in there if you want. They can change it later.
Now, can the teachers do this, or does this have to be an admin?
Teacher can do this as long as the teacher can fill this out, and then
No, I'm talking about the actual upload.
yeah, if not from the teacher login, you have to be logged in as administrator
Okay,
to
has to
do
be an
the
admin login.
upload.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The passwords, I would recommend setting all your students to the same password. Make it super simple, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just copy and paste that all the way down, for all your students. This would be their initial password, by the way. Once they log in, they'll have to change it. Now, parent group versus group, what is this all about? Just like in Windows or on your desktop, you can have a folder and then a folder within a folder. A parent group would be a group that holds other groups, if that makes sense.
So is it the top level or is it the subfolder?
Yes, so a parent group would be the top folder, and then the group would be the
So you
sub.
could have automotive as the parent, and then course 1 is this group, and course 2 is a subgroup, and so forth like that.
Absolutely, yeah. So, or maybe it's by a teacher name. Maybe.
Okay,
maybe
when you explained it yesterday, you explained it the other, or I understood it the other way around, and it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
More like so it's like a parent-child.
Correct, parent-child. Now, if you're not going to have a parent, there's some sites where you don't have a parent-child type organization, then you can leave this column blank and just put it in as a group, and it would be a standalone group. But if you want to put folders inside folders, then you have to use this column. Okay.
Like if you got 2 sites, 2 campuses.
Yes, if you have 2 campuses, that's a great example. This would be campus A over here, and I could say group. This is my 12, 10 electrical, whatever I want to call it. Okay, so here's and then if this student is in another group, you just copy that and paste it in there again, and then just change the group name. So if they're in 1300 breaks or whatever, you just change that, and then of course they're still in campus A. So if you put in another student, or let's say you jump to another class or something like that, you can put all your rosters on this one spreadsheet. Just don't leave any rows. Don't leave any separating rows between groups. So you could have 200 names on this spreadsheet. Fill it all out, and then save this to your desktop. Save it to your desktop. I'm going to just leave it as an Excel document. It can also be a CSV. And once you get your document saved, you go here to this upload button right here. This is your upload. You click that. And here's my file. Double click that. It uploads. I click add. And what it's going to do is basically error check. If there's any red or anything like that, then there was an error. Maybe you had maybe it was 2 students by the same name and email, but you were 1 number off here on this, you didn't copy paste, you're 1 letter off on the user ID, it might throw up an error message or something like that. So just make sure you don't have any red. If you accidentally misplace a column, you can change the column orders. Like this is first name, but you could, let's say you accidentally put the last names here. You don't have to fix your spreadsheet, just change the header row.
Quick question. If we don't have a parent group, do we still have to have that row and leave it blank? Will the system?
Yes, yeah, you still, if it's, if you have it checked under settings, import, export, if it shows up in that header row, you have to leave it there as a placeholder.
That's fine.
You can turn this field completely off if you want to.
And can we rename the header row since it's going to ignore it, or they got to be the exact way it's
No,
written?
it does not have to be spelled like this. As long as you know what you're putting in.
Okay.
It can be abbreviations, whatever, yeah.
Or we can, instead of calling it group, we could call it course.
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever, yeah, sure, that makes sense, sure. And then once you get your error checked and everything's good, you click the import button and 1 student is imported because that's just 1 student, but they're in 2 different groups. So now when I go in as a teacher, here's Campus. See, it created that group. That's the parent group. I open up the parent group, and then here's my 2 courses or my 2 classes. Just as I specified on the spreadsheet.
And my format didn't even give me a column for parent group. Is that possible?
Yes, if you, going back here to administration. If you go over here to settings and import, export, you can turn parent group off.
Oh, I wonder if it's turned off on mine.
Yeah, it probably is. Now, so if you have this turned off, what you'd have to do then is you'd have to go in as a teacher and create the parent group ahead of time.
If you wanted to use parent groups.
Yeah, or it'd be, yeah, or I would just, yeah, you'd have to create both your groups actually. You'd have to create your parent group and your subgroup on the teacher login and then direct students to the subgroup. It's much easier just to turn this on, okay? But that's a good point. I'm sure that's what your deal is. This is off, so just turn it on. If I turn this off, you'll see what happens here.
You're correct. I just checked it. It says
Yeah.
parent group is I'm just going to turn it on and make life easier, like you said.
Yeah, turn it on. Then you'll see here. Well, now that it's off, it's not there anymore.
Funny. Did I have to save it because it didn't add it?
Yeah, you do have to save. You have to go all the way down, scroll all the way down, and hit the save button.
Oh, okay.
Once you're in here as a teacher, let's say that as a teacher, you go here to groups and you create a group. Let's say Campus B.
Got it.
And then Campus B, I teach, so now I can create my groups here as a teacher. Let's say 1500 AC. And create another group. See, now I'm creating these groups as a teacher. So here's what you have to be careful of. Now, if I want to get students in on that spreadsheet, I have to spell it exactly how on that spreadsheet how I specified here. So
yeah, if the groups are done ahead of time.
You're right. You can turn on the groups ahead of time, right? So just be aware of that. If for some reason you get off on your naming and it creates duplicate groups, that's an easy fix. I'm not going to bother showing you how to fix that right now. It's just going to confuse you. But if that ever happens to anybody where you go, man, I created too many groups here, I got doubles of everything, just call me. It's an easy fix. I'll walk you through that if it ever happens, okay? Because you can move groups around in Electude. You can delete groups, obviously. If just to show you here real quick, I guess. If I accidentally, let's say, I meant to put electrical 1210 in campus B, but it's in A, you can just move it over like that. It's really quite easy to move content around or move classes around if you put something in the wrong group. If I want to move it back out, I can grab it and move it back out to campus A. So it's really easy to move things around. A lot of clicking and dragging in the Electude LMS to move things. Is there any questions about what a group is in Electude? So a group would be like your course in Canvas. It's where you put your students. And then you can have a parent group, and then you have your subgroups. One thing that's a little confusing for some folks when they're new to Electude is they got a parent group, like here Campus B, and then here's my 2 subgroups. And oftentimes, and then of course you see this up here, courses and modules. This is the content. And sometimes new teachers think, well, if I assign the content here at the parent group, then these 2 groups will automatically get that content. And that's not so. So when you got a parent group, you're going to ignore these 3 areas here. You're not going to put content in here. You're not going to put either courses or modules. You're not going to enroll students in Campus B. Campus B only holds these 2 subfolders. Where I want to assign the content is inside here. So you click here, and now you see here's courses, here's modules, here's students. This is where I want to put my students in here. So if you do it manually, you're going to click the plus and type in their username, first name, last name, etc. If you're typing in, like if you got 10, 15 students, it's probably just as easy to do this than to fill out that spreadsheet. So teachers can enroll students for the first time manually, just typing them in. Once you got a student in there, then you'll want to put some content. And then if you have students that are already in the program, you can do it this way too, where you can expand your folders out. There's that AC group. See what I did there? I clicked the little plus, and I can pull students from here into AC. So if you've already got students in the platform, you don't click the plus and add them again. You drag them in from the all student or master student list. Really easy to move students around. So here's my course, 1500 AC. Here's my students, but right now they have nothing to do. They have no content whatsoever. So I need to fill this. Go ahead.
Quick question. I divided my attention for a second. When you import into groups, do they all go into all students?
Yes, the all student group. Yeah, when you do
it automatically pre-populates no matter what group I put them in.
Right, they're all. You're going to find all your students here under all. If a student is not in a group, like if they would be in unassigned. So these students here right now, they're not in any group. They're just sitting in unassigned.
Okay. Does that show what group they're in? When you click on the all students, the ones that are assigned, does it have a column that says what group they're currently assigned to?
Yep, you just have to go into the group here, click.
No, I'm just under all students though. It doesn't.
Under all students. Okay, yeah, sure.
It doesn't have a column.
I can click on like Fred Forster here.
Okay, so you got to click on them to get it. It doesn't show them on that other page.
No. So Fred Forster here, he is in Campus B 1500. Yeah.
That would be nice, quick to be able to see who's in what group on that previous page.
Yeah. You can also do it this way.
That's a product request.
Okay.
Put a column there. Just simply put a column there and say what group they're in.
Right. So here's Nancy. She's an unassigned. And then you can put her in groups right here. So that's kind of nice. You can do that. Another thing that you can do, and this is what I would recommend if you got returning students, is make your group discoverable for other students. So like, for example, I click the pencil, allow self-enrollment. So if you click this, hit OK, that means any student that's already on this site, any of these students here will have a feature then on when they log in under their account where they can enroll themselves in a group. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to log in as a student here. I must have changed my password the other day. So here, this is what a student would see. Now I've got some, this is like past results. I'm not in any group right now. I'm in unassigned, so I just see all the work that I've done in times past just kind of sitting there. I can enroll myself in a group. I click the plus. Now the only group that's turned on right now is 1500 AC. But imagine you're a teacher, you're starting a new semester, you've already taught with Electude one semester, all returning students, create your new groups, click that little button, let students log in, select their own group they need to be in, they enroll. So right now, if I'm the student, I go, oh man, I made a mistake, they can take themselves out if they need to. So I'm in as a student right now. I don't have access to this yet though, because I haven't been approved. So I go back in as a teacher and I go to my class that I set up, and that must not been the, I thought that was the one. Put me right, did it put me in there automatically? Let's see. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. All students. I must not have something set right because it's, I don't see, it's like I put it in there already. I try this again. Okay, I'm not in the group. Okay, I must have it set on admin where it automatically just registers me. That's not the default setting. Let me change something here. You can have it so they automatically, without being approved, go in. I don't recommend that. So I must have been showing somebody that. So I'm going to go back into admin here. Settings. See, this is another important one. Under settings, groups with self-enroll. I didn't think I had it set to this way. Allow students to immediately become a member of a group upon request. I don't recommend that. I recommend, because students can easily make a mistake. So make it approved by teacher. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to confuse anybody. Take this student back out. Okay, awaits approval. There we go. All right, so now enrollment requests. This is what I was looking for before. So You might have 25, 30 names in there. When you see a student that has requested enrollment to your group, and you can either refuse by clicking the X or accept, and then they come right on in. So that'll save you some time. Here again, if you're integrated with Canvas, none of that will apply to you. All right, assigning content now. So here we got our group up and running. We have a choice here. Do you want to assign something small or something large? That's kind of how I look at this. A course in Electude's term, that's like a book. And that's my recommended thing that I'd like for most people to assign as a course. Because for every course that you assign to your students, they get a nice, neat little folder that's titled by that course. They click on that folder, it opens up, and then there's their lessons, the lesson quiz, lesson quiz, lesson quiz, in a nice, neat, tidy package. So it's just a lot neater for students. If you assign modules, that would be a single lesson or a single quiz. We give you the ability to do that, but they all get thrown into one big folder called Other Content. And it may seem like a good thing to do at the beginning of a semester to say, you know what, air conditioning, I just want to give them, looking for air conditioning something here. I just want to give them something on, well, goodness. I just want to give them the one module on AC condenser. That may seem like a good thing to do. They just got one item, but by the middle of the semester, when you got 50, 60, 100 things in there, they're going to get lost. So I don't recommend that you use this module area very often. Take it out of there and rather assign them a complete course. So we're going to go over here to courses. And this will give me a good opportunity to explain what the difference is between Automotive Essentials and AST and MAST. So Automotive Essentials, these are the same courses, no matter which part of the world you live in, everybody gets these courses. No matter if you're in Europe, North America, South America, wherever, everybody gets Automotive Essentials. And you have 3 levels, basic, advanced, and specialist. What's unique about these courses, or what's important to remember, is you don't have to first go through basic before you're ready for advanced or specialist. Think of it this way. Basic starts at the beginning, goes a little bit into the subject, and then it stops. The advanced level also starts at the beginning, goes to basics, and then a little bit further, and then it stops. So it goes deeper into the subject. And typically in most of these lessons, the further you go through them, the more difficult it gets, kind of like a video game. The specialist also starts at the beginning, but it goes all the way to the end. And the reason they kind of design things like this, in other parts of the world, they might give the student an introduction to something, so they give them the basic version. The next year, next semester, they want that student to review, but they want them to learn more. So then they give them something in advanced. And then their third year, especially like in an apprenticeship program, they want them to review yet again the things they've covered in the past. So then they have an opportunity to give them the specialist version, and it's all new results. So that's why they do that. If you want to give your students the full and complete experience, from easy to hard, and you only have one, you're only going to hit that subject once, then probably select courses here from the specialist area. So Electrical Engineering Specialist has 88 modules. It has some, basic modules in here. For example, there is no advanced ammeter module. This is the same lesson that's in basic, but it's in there. It's not missing. So you can assign this course, and you'll be assured that it has the complete and full lesson, where some of these would fall short on the basic version. It's just going to go a little bit and then stop. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So that's Automotive Essentials.
Yes. So why the 2 different years?
This course, don't use this course. I hate this version. They screwed this up so bad.
All right.
What they did on this older version, I don't think it's a very usable course beyond basic. They stuck to they were very rigid in their course alignment. So they only put basic modules in here. They only put advanced lessons in here, and they only put specialist in here. So you have a nice course here that's kind of full and complete. It hits every subject, but sometimes there's no advanced version of a certain module, and they didn't put the basic module in there. So if you assign the course out advanced, it was missing some of the essential basic knowledge. So you just couldn't assign this as a standalone or this one as a standalone. You had to assign this one always with bits and pieces of these. And it was unusable in my opinion. And so they finally listened, and they created a new version that's why it looks like there's more modules in it. There's really not. There's a lot of repeat in there because they take all the basic and they put it in advanced. They take all the basic and they put it into specialist, and they take all the advanced and they put it in here as well. So it's a nice, full and complete course. It's not missing anything. That's why there's 2.
If they take the basic stuff and then they go into the advanced, so they have to retake the basic?
No, it's gonna, if there are certain topics where there's just a basic lesson. So when they put that lesson here in advanced, that one lesson will be already populated as being finished. But if there is an advanced version of that lesson, there's going to be some content then that they haven't finished, and they'll have to open that lesson up again and continue on. So they put some thought into it. I think I like it. It's just I didn't like the old version, but this new one, I'm very, very happy with it. I think it's finally you can actually assign any one of these 3 levels, and it works. It'll take the student from the beginning to as far as you want to go. So this goes from beginning to end. This one goes from beginning to middle. This one goes from just a little slightly beyond beginning. Just kind of brushes or touches the subject a little bit.
Okay, so I have, we canceled our classes last semester about halfway through the semester, and I got a bunch of returning students wanting to kind of catch up. So if I assign them the Electude whole course, I can go in there and just give them credit for whatever I think they already have done and just let them do the rest rather than assign individual modules.
Yeah, give them if you've assigned individual modules in the past and now you give them a course, anything that they've done in the past will show as populated or complete in these courses.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the results are saved to the student, not the course. You could delete all your courses and recreate everything, assign the content again to your students, and everything would repopulate. So results are saved to the student account, not the courses that you put the students in. I could delete this 1500 AC course, rebuild it, put all the same students in it again, put the content in there, and everything would repopulate.
Okay.
So Automotive Essentials, these are your generic theory courses. And then what we've done for the US, we've taken all this content that's in here and we've aligned it to ASE content areas. And that's what AST and MAST is. So this would be your college level courses, Master and Automotive Service Technology. Same lessons that are in Automotive Essentials, but these are rearranged differently. So here's your suspension and steering course, for example. Notice we got theory courses, theory, and tasks, theory, tasks. So we separated the theory from the tasks. Automotive Essentials has no tasks. So what makes this aligned to ASE quite a bit is these task courses, and these have those digital, lab sheets in there.
So this would, This would be as if we were doing labs this semester then.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably won't have much use for these, I imagine. Unless you have students working from home or something.
We're actually on site for 2 days a week.
Oh,
So-
nice. Okay.
Now, I'm in the Electude Automotive Essentials, and I clicked on Specialist. I can't put anything in the product group or the certificate template. And then if I chose automatic transmissions, it opens up, but I don't see anywhere to save this or to say that this is what I want to activate.
Okay. All right. So this is the content. This is the book. Think of it as there's nothing you need to activate. It's there. It's ready to serve up to your students. So
How do I assign the students? How are the students going to get this now?
right. Okay. So this and we'll use this course as an example, as automatic transmission specialist course. So you first have to have a group. Okay. So I'm gonna create a group in Campus B here. I'm going to create a new group called Automatic Transmissions. There's my group, my class.
Okay.
Now I can put students in here later. Now, what I need to do is fill this with content. So I select my class here first. You can see it's selected, Automatic Transmissions. I go over here to Courses. And if I'm on this screen, I already got the course pulled up. There's my course, there's my student group. You can do a click, drag, and you can drop it in like that.
And you got to go down and around. You can't go lateral.
I was just making that more visually.
Okay, so if I'm in the courses, then I can just,
You can drag from box to box. Yep.
okay.
That's one way. You can see how I did it there? I'll take it out of here.
Now you're
Delete
in
it.
the course. So if I go back to courses, what's it?
Yeah, so you can drag it like that. That's one way. The other way
I just did that.
is if I'm here at specialist and I see it down here in the list, meaning I don't have this course open yet, it's not showing up here, I can click and drag this up to the student tab like that. I did the same thing, transmission specialist. Let me show you that again. I'm going to take it out, delete it. It's not there now. I go back to courses, there's specialist. I can drag it just like that. If I want to do wheels and tires too, I can drag it like that.
I see.
It's just click, drag, and drop.
And so once
Yeah.
the students log in, they know they've already been assigned that group, and it'll automatically make these available for them to click
Yes,
on.
they'll get a folder for each of these. If you want to change the order and how it displays, maybe you want them to go through wheels and tires first, you just drag it up there like that.
Okay.
The other way is to use these plus buttons. So if I go over here and let's say I want to assign gasoline system sensors, I have to first put it in my favorites. This would be like if the only thing you have is the cell phone in your pocket and you got to assign a course, put that course in your favorites and then you click the plus and then it's going to be here in your favorites list. And
Okay.
and then you add it that way. So if you're away from the office and the only thing you got in your hand is your cell phone, then you can assign something that way as well. It's much more easy though if you have one of these in your hand, you can use the click and drag method. So how are we doing on time? I got plenty of time, but I don't know about you all.
We can extend the session if folks are interested, but we're about 10 minutes away from the end of what was scheduled.
Okay.
So
I think we need to keep going. Thomas has got to answer all his questions and then we can get to.
Okay.
thank you, Michael. Well, I put a course in there and I went back to courses and all I see is automatic transmissions related stuff. How do I get back to the whole list to add something else?
Ah, very good. So you're on the screen you're on then is this.
It must be that, yeah.
You're on this screen right here where you're under
Right.
courses and you got that pulled up. Use these little breadcrumbs up here.
Yeah, hang on a
So if
second.
I want to go all the way back out, I can go all the way back out to Essentials this way. And then you just like almost like layers on an onion, you start drilling down.
Okay, got it.
And then like right now, if I drug from went over here to students and I selected another group, now I got 1600 Engine Performance there. What would happen if I went from here to here? What am I assigning?
The basics course, right?
Everything in basics. I just assigned tons of courses right now.
Okay.
I just gave them the encyclopedia right here. I threw the whole, it's even taking a bit for it to load. It's slowing down here. There, I assigned all that. I just assigned about 1,000 lessons right there. So, so you can assign a tremendous amount, or you can make it very small, however you want to do it. I wouldn't recommend doing this, by the way. So.
Okay.
Is it possible to assign due dates for each section?
That's a great, yes, you can if you assign a parent course. So Automotive Essentials, these typically don't really have parent courses. You open them up and it's just lessons on the inside. So if I assign this course, I wouldn't be able to put any locks on this because there's no sub-course on the inside. However, with AST and MAST, or if you design your own courses, you can put locks on these. I might just use this opportunity really quick to show you how to build your own course. So you have these predefined courses that are already built, but oftentimes the teacher just wants to build something custom from scratch. So I could say this is custom electrical. This is going to be my parent course, okay? That's like the cover of my book. And then on the inside of that, I'm going to create some week 1. And I'm creating the structure first here. I'm just going to create 3 weeks. And I think everybody gets the idea what I'm doing here.
No, you got to do all 52.
All 52, there we go. So my parent course, and then here's my sub courses like chapters in a book. And what I'm going to do is populate these with modules. So now I got week 1. I go over here to modules. I'm building an electrical course. This is why we give you this tab, so you can explore folders and you can drag whatever the heck you want in there. And then, so yeah, I want ammeter in week 1, ammeter quiz. Don't worry about the order that you're putting these in. You can sort this list by level, alphabetical order, whatever works best for you here. Yeah, I want voltmeter in there, voltmeter quiz, and I want ohm meter. So we'll grab that one here too. All right, so there's my little course. And what I can do right now is I could assign, go back here one step. I'm going to assign this whole custom electrical course to this engine performance class here. Now, they've got the whole thing. I'm not even done building it yet. So I can open this up and I could lock weeks 2 and week 3. Just lock it. I don't want them to see that yet because I'm still building it. And then this one, I'm going to leave that unlocked for a period. So from today's date, and then I'm going to give them till the 26th to get this done. So how that's going to work then is while they're working on this, I'm going to go back over here courses and I'm going to start filling these up. So if you're building a self-made course from scratch, this is how I recommend you do it. Build it on the fly as you're teaching the course kind of. That way you don't overfill things. You can kind of monitor things, you know, oh, well, looks like it's going to take students a little bit more time to finish this. So I'm going to give them, you know, a couple more days to finish that, you know. So it's very, very flexible when you do it this way. And then by the time you're done with the semester, you got your whole course built, and then you just reassign the whole thing next year, change your dates, and everything's on autopilot.
Did you say that all goes into one big folder though, when you do it that
Yep,
way?
this is your big folder right here.
Oh, that's
Custom
your folder.
Electrical 101. And so you can see this one has 6 modules. These two are
Yeah.
locked right now. The students can't see that, but I can go under here in courses and I can continue to build these out.
So can you just go back real quick and how the first few steps for creating that
Sure.
custom?
So courses, you always go to the courses. So look at the little the icons. That kind of shows you what it is. So under modules, look at it's one Lego block. So a module in Electude is something very small. It's one lesson, one quiz. Modules then go into courses. Courses is plural. It's content that's stacked together. It's put in a nice wrapper and it's bundled up, and then you take these courses and you assign it to students. So it kind of makes sense if you get into Electude's head. Modules go into courses, courses go to students, and that's kind of how they thought this out. So you
Okay.
go over here to courses, self-made. These are the predefined courses down here that Electude built.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And then you go into self-made. You can also make copies of Electude's courses, by the way, if you didn't want to start from scratch. But then you click the plus. You want to make a new course.
Okay.
You can also import courses, but I'm not gonna, that's another day. And then you title it.
So if we have a SCORM of our own that we made, we can import that?
Yeah. If you've got some other supplier that,
Me.
yeah, if you've got content that's SCORM compliant, yeah, absolutely, you can pull it in here.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
I want to see that if you do it, because I don't. You're the first person that's ever.
I got a ton of stuff. I just finished up a couple. I'll send you something.
Huh.
You want it in
Cool.
the SCORM? You want it in the zip format? I'll send it to you if I
And
can.
that's something. I'm sure the designers at Elective would appreciate hearing that, because they built these tools in, and sometimes they go, did we really need to build that? Is there teachers really out there that maybe do that? And so it's interesting. That's
Tell
cool.
them, you know, one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, Electude, there's so many tools and things. It's going to take you a year to learn all the features. And that's why you got me as your resource. I want you to pick up the phone and call me anytime questions arise. There are so many features. We're just scratching the surface here. And for most folks, get a group, assign the content, you're done. But if you want to go wild and custom and do some crazy stuff, I mean, if you have an idea, we probably have a tool for it. It's kind of this. It's quite a Swiss Army knife. You can even design your own lessons. Not to scare you here, but just real briefly, you can go over here to modules, go into engine repair, and you can create your own stuff. I could say this is. Imagine this: introduction to auto shop. Imagine going around your shop and taking hundreds of photographs, where to hang the brooms, where to hang, where the electrical shutoff switch is, where the fire extinguishers are, and you can create your own lesson. You can put your picture here, and then you can write your own text and your own questions. There's so much you can do, guys.
John, you okay?
Oh yeah, COVID.
Yeah, so
I hope not, truly.
No,
Okay, it's not a joking matter.
allergies and the fires that are going on, man.
yeah, the fires, yeah. Questions, comments?
Just want to make sure I got your phone number. You might be sorry.
No. That's what I'm a former instructor myself. I taught for 12 years, and I drank the Electude Kool-Aid about 10 years ago, and now I work for the company. So I've been with Electude full time since about 2012.
So if I drop that entire automatic transmission thing into my course,
Yep.
can I remove certain things from that once it's in there like that?
Yeah, what you do is swap it out later. So what you do, let's go back to that course. Where was that at? Let's just say, let's see here.
Yeah, Okay, I got a couple of quick questions for the group that doesn't pertain to Electude. But
Yeah.
you guys are going to go back and teach in the lab. How are you doing that?
Very carefully, very
Yeah.
safely. Smaller classes, face masks, face shields, wiping down everything, gloves.
I'm going to try and teach outside.
And we were opening up the doors. You got warmer weather down there for the most part. We're gonna try to keep our doors open if we can as much as possible.
Yeah, we took over some other areas that didn't have anything running, so there'll be classes with a dedicated space. It's just them once a week.
How many students in that
The average class right now is running about 20 students.
Wow, we're at 16.
We actually have 2 auto labs that are conjoined, and we rolled up the doors between them, so it's one giant lab, and we'll be able to spread them out.
Right. We've kind of negotiated a 12-person max, 4 days a week, 3 people a day. So I'll be teaching class every day, but only 3 people each day.
Wow.
Well, and our lab time was set for each class at about 5 hours, and we're probably going to split the students. We'll see half of them for the first 2 hours or so, and the other half for the other.
We're still on the COVID watch list, so they're not going to let us open for at least another 3 weeks.
Okay.
But we're going to do online for as much as we can. I think electrical is mostly thought and preparation anyway. So I got to teach them how to use some of the equipment when we hit the lab.
Yeah. I'm expecting them to have, intermittent shutdowns for us. Somebody's sick, so we're going to close campus for 2 weeks, and then.
That's just that we had one of our custodians check in, and so they locked down the campus for 3 weeks.
Can we get back real quick to have Darcy show us what I asked him about removing certain parts out of a complete course?
Yeah, so here's my class, automatic transmissions. Here's the course that's currently assigned. It's the Electude version, okay?
Right.
Now, the Electude version, it's like made of granite, made of stone. You can't change it unless you copy it. Then it becomes a self-made course. So what you can do is click on it. This will actually, I clicked on it from the student tab, so this would be like the results page.
Yeah, that's
This
where
is
I'm
a
at.
hot link up here that'll watch what happens when I click this. It's going to shift over to courses when I do this. See how it brought the course up, and then here's the modules in there.
Yeah.
Look for this little icon here. This is your copy course. So instead of building a course from scratch, I can make a copy. Are you sure you want to copy this course? And it then turns it into a self-made.
And is that self-made? Is that in my student group now as a self-made?
No, they still got the regular version. So what I would do is I would call this Darcy Automatic Transmission Specialist, just so you know it's a different course. And I'm going to take
I missed a step, Darcy. I clicked on the link. I clicked on the link and I copied it, and that's as far as I got from copy.
Okay, great. So click on courses self-made. Go to self-made.
Okay, so now I got to go to self-made. Yeah, it is on self-made. Okay, there it is. Copy of transmission
There you go. And then once you got it pulled up, you can click the little pencil and take the word copy of and title it whatever you want.
Okay.
You can even put maybe something from your syllabi here. You could put a course description in here. It's your course now. You can put a certificate on it if you want. You can move things around. You can, slide things around up and down, whatever you want. If you find something in there you don't want in there, you can take this lesson for sure. I would probably take out because it has been a long time since I've had I've probably never had any math like this in my life, but they have the students calculate how much torque this transmission can pass through these clutch packs based on pressure, surface area, friction characteristics.
And now how do I get the self-made course into my
Okay, so once you get your course fixed up, you go over here to your student group. And so here's the course they got now. I'm going to just go ahead and throw my course in there along with it.
Okay.
And then you just swap it out. You just delete this one from it.
and then I can go back into the self-made course and edit it at any time.
Yeah, if once you got it in there, once it's assigned, you can go over here to courses. Anything you change here, so if I drag torque converter up to the top,
Right.
that automatically changes it for the students. Or if I add a module in here, it automatically changes it for the students because it's assigned to them already.
Okay, that's
So
great.
you do all your work and your editing here, and then you assign it to students over here.
And then you can always go back and change it if you decide later.
Absolutely.
That's great. Okay.
And you can make copies of your own copies too. You can make a copy. And if you accidentally delete a course, we've had people do that. It does go into this deleted, you might have spent 6 hours on that course and then you accidentally deleted it.
Okay.
It's
You
going
can
to be
retrieve
here
it?
in this deleted course trash bin, and you just reactivate it. Or what usually
Guys,
happens is another teacher accidentally deletes it. More than one teacher on a website accidentally deletes another teacher's course. Yeah, now you can just retrieve it. So it'll be there for 6 days, just like the other stuff.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go, but thank you for all your help.
John,
you.
thank you for joining us. Great questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm kind of dominating the questions, but
Well, your questions are great. I'm just trying to figure out how to get my students enrolled in if I should do Canvas or not.
I'm just going to use Excel. I think I'm just
Yeah.
going to.
I got my great Excel formulas and they do all my grading for me already. I think
Classes started today, so I don't even have a couple more days.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can always do the, if you decide to do the Canvas integration later, you can always pick that up some other point. But for the spring semester, if you
Yeah,
I saw how to take it off in case I got to do that. I just got to be administrator. So
we're already integrated into Canvas, but my students haven't populated on the Electude. Is that because they have to go in there and add the code, or?
Yeah, maybe the integration. Are you able to log into Canvas?
Yeah, I'm logged into right now. I'm
Okay,
in my
so the
course shell
integration's
with
finished.
all my settings.
Yeah, you might check if you or do you see groups in your Canvas?
Um,
Do you have
so
any-
I've dragged the Electude, thing into the list on the left of the Canvas shell for this class.
Mhm.
And, modules is all there. The courses where I can build everything's there. When I go to the students tab, it's all empty because I haven't populated it, but there's no students that show up yet either.
Oh, okay. Now, what about in your Canvas side? There's no students there either?
Well, if I'm in the same Canvas shell, if I just slide up to the people tab, it shows the 20 some odd students I have enrolled.
But they're not in Electude yet.
Yeah, when I go back to the Elective tab, there we go. It's on students. It's the Auto 130 transmission. It even has the section number populated for me. But when you go to students, I can hit plus and I can add them, but nothing's
Yeah,
in there.
no,
by
you
itself.
don't do that. I think what's going to happen there, and here again, I'm kind of new to the Canvas side. I don't have a test site of my own. I could probably have Jacob answer that question, but what I assume is for the student, you could try it with is there a test student that you can turn on? I think you actually
Maybe. Now, am I going to have to hand out the subscription numbers to them, or because they're in our Canvas shell with this, is it going to populate them automatically?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they might have to click on Electude before it'll actually show up on your Electude.
I'm wondering if maybe that's why I don't see students on the tool yet.
Yeah, I think that's probably why.
I can call some of these students. I know who some of them are. Maybe I can get them to go on there and click on it and see what happens.
Yeah, they'll be asked for that access code when they do.
Of course, when I go to the student view, where is it? Right over here, Electude. It's not showing the Electude button on the student view, even though I've drug it up into their bar. Everything else is coming and going.
There is one little step you got to do in each of your courses. I wonder, maybe you're not fully linked. I wonder.
Well, they just got it done this morning.
Okay.
So I'm
And then
playing around.
you'll have to assign content into those shells too for the students to be able to click on something. So do you have any content assigned yet?
No, I've actually been putting content in and taking it out in the last 10 minutes, trying to get used to it.
Gotcha. What's your email address, Jason?
It's J Dearman, Dearman.
I got it. Yeah. I'm going to send you the teacher manual for Canvas, because you're going to probably want to have that open when you're.
Yeah, well, I'll read through it and then I'm going to have a meeting with my auto staff here in the next day.
Yeah.
Darcy, how did you delete that course from inside the student folder?
I just
Can you
click on
send
it.
that email to me?
Just make one click on it, and then there's going to be an X, and when you click the X, it'll say, "Are you sure you want to delete this course from the group?"
I don't see an X. Oh, so once it opens up the module, I get it. Okay. It's got, you click on it, it opens it up, shows all the stuff that's inside, then you can delete it.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, got it.
Could you send that same email for teacher to me also?
Yeah, John Peterson. Let's see.
Yes, yes.
I'd like it too, please. Galen Barabish.
That's the
John,
Canvas.
I don't know if I got your email, John. What's your email?
J Peterson at
Oh, there, I
Burrell.
found you. I got you. All right. And then who else wants one?
Galen Barabish, and I'll spell it for you. B as in boy, EHRA, V as in Victor, ESHK at smccd.edu.
I missed something. I'm sorry. B.
That's okay. That's why I say it like that.
Can you see his name? Can you see his
Yeah.
picture at the top when you
Yeah.
speak?
Okay. B as
Is
in
it
boy.
last name, first initial?
Yeah, last name, first initial. You got it.
Okay. And then at.
smccd.edu.
Okay, well, thank you guys. I'm going to go.
Okay. All right. I'll get everybody the email, and we'll just take it from there.
That was the
I think we'll
Canvas
probably have
module.
to let you guys go. I'm sure Pam's got other things she needs
Yeah.
to get done today.
Okay.
Well, thanks everyone for joining. And if we have additional questions, we can always do an advanced faculty training in the future. So
Yeah, we can do.
Make yourself available. So please, if you have any questions, don't hold back. We'll schedule another training.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you again, Pam,
Thanks.
for everything.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone. Good
Okay,
luck.
bye-bye.
So Darcy, I've got to jump to another call.
Okay.
So maybe we can touch base tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
And you're up for tomorrow afternoon. So 5 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. I'm going to send out other emails just to make sure everybody else is joining us for at least one of these trainings.
Okay, very good.
But thank you
And
so much. Appreciate everything.
Yeah, that last gentleman that what school was he at again? I don't think I.
Skyline, Kalen.
What school again?
Skyline.
Skyline.
He works
Okay,
for
gotcha.
Tom.
All
He
right.
works for Tom.
Skyline. Okay, got it.
Perfect. Thanks so much. We'll talk tomorrow.
All right, very good. Thanks, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you so much.